What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So we're reviewing week 4, 2019. Started off the day actually doing conditioning. I did some runs, and then I couldn't train that afternoon, so I actually missed day 1. So what you're looking at is day 2's programming, and this is my top set of squats at 385 for a triple. These were supposed to be at RPE 9, and it moved really well. I actually called this an 8.5. I know it doesn't look like it based off the second rep, but this third rep right here moved really nicely. Definitely felt like I could have gone up, maybe 395. Then moved on to some back off sets. These were all 335 for 4, and I called this an RPE 7. Still pretty new to the RPE game relative to how long I've been strength training. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. Does this look like an RPE 7 to you? What do you consider? Do you call your RPE after watching video, or do you call it in the moment? Still having a hard time grasping the RPE concept from time to time. And what I mean by that is like how much it actually weighs. So then I went on to trolley rows. This is all 70 pounds per arm. It's hard to get a gauge on how much the trolley arms actually end up weighing without having like a pulling type scale to actually measure. So what I do is I just document how much per arm. And then moved on to some SSB lunges. SSB lunges went from 160 to what you're seeing right here, which is 200 for 5. Always nice when my boy Mike's training with me. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Finished off the day with some ab rollers, and moved on to day 2. Started off with push press. I worked up to this 205 triple. This felt pretty good. I was a little bit, like I said, I missed day 1 of training, so I didn't really get a push press, an overhead press section. But I was able to push press 205 for 3, felt like about an 8, which is what it was supposed to be. Did some benching, worked up to a 240 pound, and this is a 4x4, so 4 sets of 4. This is close grip. Felt good. Those trolley arms for liftoffs are absolutely amazing. Finish off some dips and some axle barbell curls. We move on to day 3. Again, this normally would have been day 4, but because I missed the first day of training, we're just calling it day 3. Pause deadlifts 1x3 at 9. So this is my top set at 425 pounds for 3. I actually called it an 8.5. After watching video, my upper thoracic is definitely coming out of extension a little bit, but not too much. Just need to concentrate on getting a better setup, I think. Thinking up with my chest. Back off sets ranged from 375 to 382.5. That was my percentage-based back off range. The back off sets felt nice and easy. My deadlift has gotten exponentially better. I do all my pulls using a deadlift bar for now. I have traditionally always pulled with a power bar until I got my deadlift bar, and I just feel like it's different. It's not that it's easier or harder, it's just different. It's less whippy, especially with these pauses. A deadlift bar is pretty brutal. Then moved on to some paused SSB, worked up to 300 by 4. And this is a 4x4 at a prescribed 8.5 RPE. With the SSB squats, I'm trying to get down to depth and then just pause at depth instead of just crashing all the way down and kind of resting naturally at the bottom. And moved on to some SSB good mornings, working up to 210 pounds for 8. With these, breathing and bracing, just kind of concentrating on getting set before I actually begin has been the game changer. Ever since I've been concentrating on it, it's gotten exponentially better. And of course, whenever I'm breathing and bracing super hard, there's some awesome neck, facial, vein expressions. Always comical to see. I think this last one's probably a good one. Alright, then finished off the day with some glute ham raises. This is 3x12. I'm still doing assisted glute ham raises. Hoping that soon I'll be able to rock out a full set of 12 unassisted, but for now I'm using the green band from Rogue, which I think is 50 pounds maybe? 50 pounds or so of assistance. Then we're going to move on to Strongman Saturday, right after I finish this set. So Strongman Saturday, I'm not going to lie, I went out an hour earlier than I normally train. I was all alone, unmotivated, fatigued, tired, and my coach had me only do these 200-pound triples just to work on 200-pound triples, I guess. They did not go as well as I'd hoped. That's probably my best set right there. I'm not showing you my not best sets. Then I moved on. I was supposed to be doing some farmers, but again, I was just wiped, absolutely wiped. And so I moved on to grip work. Plus, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was still dark out. Managed to hit that top set at 135 for a double. And then I pulled 140 for part of one. Tried to re-attack it. It's just not working so well. So for the beam or Saxon bar deadlifts, I'm trying to pull more sumo style. After watching Odhaugen pull like some ridiculous number, I noticed that he always pulls from the middle. So I figured if it's good enough for Ode, it's good enough for me. The Saxon bar I'm using is from Titan Fitness. It's a piece of shit. I hate it. But of course, I think 99% of Titan Fitness equipment is absolute garbage. I'm of the opinion that you should save up the money for what you want and just wait for it. It just comes down to having discipline. So then there's 2 back off sets for these beam deadlifts. One of them at 120, and then what you're watching now is 105. So I managed to do 120 for 9.75 or so. We're calling it 10. And then 105 pounds for 16. With these, I'm keeping the bar off of my thighs at the top of the lift. After I finished this, I worked on some captains of crush, number 1 and number 2. So I would do number 1 for sets of 5 per hand, where I crush it all the way down and then slowly release it. And then number 2, I was doing sets of 3. I still can't completely close a number 2, so I was just closing them as far as I could and then slowly releasing it for sets of 3 per hand. But that is week 4 training in the books. What do you guys think? Like, subscribe, shoot me a comment.